So, Jim mentioned that I coach people around people management and energy management. I thought I'd just give you a quick bit on where energy management fits in. And incidentally, by the time I'm done with you in a couple hours, you'll think of energy in a different way than you do right now. So, you know, I work with leaders, and recently I went through a branding exercise with my company and changed the name of the company to Jump Management Coaching. And somebody asked me where that came from. And the way we described it is, when I work with a leader, they have different capacities around critical thinking, around compassion, around being creative, around resiliency. So as a leader, imagine that you can jump right now this high, okay? So whatever that is for you, this is the level you can jump to now. Now you want to start jumping this high. So you want to jump higher than you're jumping now. As a coach, I can educate, I can push, I can prod, I can hold you accountable to jumping higher. And you can have a high IQ, a high EQ, a high desire to jumping higher. But if you don't have the energy capacity to jump higher, you won't get there. And so I was coaching for a number of years, struggling with how do I get people to do something they want to do, I want them to do, and yet they still can't do it. And when I started learning and studying this concept of energy management, that's when it all came together. It was like, what if we were to increase the capacity before we asked you to jump higher? Because you're already stretched. So what I'm going to talk about today, in some ways, is going to be a shift in thinking. Okay, so the information I'm going to share is going to fall into probably two categories. One is going to be, that's pretty common sense, Chris. There's nothing novel here. We've heard it all before. But I might be able to connect it in a different way than you've heard it before. The other thing is what I say might be very counterintuitive. So I'm going to suggest, in some cases I'm going to tell you to do something different than you want to do, different than your brain wants you to do, different than your body wants you to do. And I'm going to ask you to just trust me and try it. If it doesn't work, then throw it out. You haven't really lost much. So you folks have a big week ahead of you, right? You've got a lot of things that are going to be coming at you. A couple of people have said it, I'll reinforce it. Do what you can to engage with this process. So a lot of what I talk about today is going to be around energy and around engagement. And engagement means bringing your best energy to whatever matters most to you. So right now, my best energy is focused on you folks. Right? This is what matters most to me in the moment. So I have two selfish goals, and I don't mind sharing them with you. My first one I alluded to earlier. When we're done here, when you hear the word energy, you think of it differently for the rest of your lives. The second one is that I can inspire you, lead you, guide you, push you in this next couple hours to change one habit. One little habit around your energy management. And as we talk further, you're going to get some idea what those habits could be. So I have a question. How many of you could use more time? Put up your hand. Okay, most of the room. That's a fairly universal response. All right. How much more time would you like?
An hour a day.
An hour a day? Okay, that's a fairly modest request. Anyone want more? 6 hours? As much as you can get. 24 hours, okay. So we've got from the modest 1 hour a day to, hey, double my time. So let's just say that because you're high potentials, Microsoft has made a big investment. They brought me down from Canada, and we have these weird magic powers in Canada besides being able to play ice hockey. We can grant you more time. And so I'm going to grant you 2 hours a day more. Every single one of you in the room, sorry, I can't get you the 24. I can double up on your 1 hour, okay? So 2 hours a day. Boom, you've got it. Now go out there and get on with your life. Now 6 months from now, we're going to get together as a group again. And I'm going to check in with all of you. And I'm going to stand up here, and you're going to sit there, and I'm going to say, how many of you could use more time? How many of you do you think would still put up your hand? That, again, is a universal reply. Why? What happened to that time?
We didn't get 24 hours.
You didn't get the 24, yeah. Where'd that time go? It got eaten up. Not by you, by those people out there, right? They squandered it. Our clients, our staff, our manager, our friends, our family. So what we know about time is it doesn't matter how much you have. The way we're operating now as a society, you'll use it up. You'll fill that time. Now, the reality is we only have 24 hours in a day. I can't grant you that time. What I can grant you is maybe something else if you stay tuned for the next couple hours.